G'day lovely people, welcome back to Nat's Knackers Yard. I'll be Nat, this will be my Knackers Yard. This will be Blue, who I sorted out yesterday. Tango's out there, he's got a potential buyer coming to look at it today. It looks fucking brilliant. Looks awesome on the road, it's got great presence. What I thought I'd try, and it was a suggestion from a viewer actually. I'll stick the name at the bottom because I can't remember. Because I'm terrible with names, is to see whether or not I could do a usable repair on this. Now I don't know. Now obviously I've left the lug inside. The bit that I cut off, the bit that had broken off, that I then had to cut out of the exhaust, so obviously can't get back on. But I did some measuring last night, and that is the same diameter as the main pipes on the phaser one. Now that is completely fucked. It's got so many holes in it, it's just completely shagged. But my thinking is, I can cut a section out, maybe weld onto here. I don't know, my welding ain't great, but, you know, be good practice. I'm also slightly marking time because I've got another visitor today. Motorcycle rescuer Charlie is popping up, and he's dropping off some paint for me to do. So what I'm going to try, rather than take up any finite space, is try and give this a bit of a clean up. I've got a nice thick edge to weld up on, so if I go flat against it, I might be able to do something with it with my very limited welding skills. But I'm going to give this a clean up. Wrong, I'm going to cut a section out of that, give this a clean up, and then drop you back in. Right, so that's a section out of the old knackered phaser. Never occurred to me these are double lined, but yeah, so I'll use the larger one. Just bang on. Right, let's get cleaning up. See if we can get anywhere, shall we? Cool. So a really rough ass tack, and it seems to be in the right place. I can't see any big holes. Right, I'm not going to film welding for two reasons. One, it shags the camera. For two, I'm crap at it and I'll just get lots of abuse. Let's see if I can do it without blowing too many holes. And I can't claim it was quick, but it's not bad. It's solid. I mean, I've checked the penetration all the way through. Oops, I've got a horrible feeling my camera's trying to flip around there. There's penetration through. That's great. I might just ooh, can I be asked to clean it? It would be silly not to, wouldn't it? I'm going to give it a quick clean off, maybe chuck some Harpic on it, and then see what happens. Right, and a fair while later, so that's had a dose of Harpic 10X on it, and my abrasive sponge. I think that had paint on it at some point as well, so I'm not going full bully bullshit because this isn't going on my bike, it's going to go for sale and somebody else can do that if they want to do it. I'll probably paint them myself, to be honest, but I'm well happy with that. I'm well happy. There is nice and solid. Yeah, I'm happy. Part of the reason for the delay as well, that can go on the Facebook group before it goes anywhere near eBay. I'm sure there'll be a few people interested because they are rocking horse poo. I've had a delivery. I had a visitor. So Charlie from Motorcycle Rescuer, this is his CB200, and he's given me completely free rein on what to do for paint. But I need to do a fair amount of prep first. So probably going to be the next few uploads is going to be trying to sort this out for him. He's in no rush for it. I'm in no rush to do it, but I've got the space and time to do it. So yeah, that's probably going to be the next uploads. But a little bit more welding exercise for me, practice, if you want to call it. Not great, but getting better. But that is a damn sight better. Cheers all. I'll catch you later on. Ta-da. Right, sod it, and why not make a start? So I've given these a quick, I hate plastics. I hate plastic. Plastics are a pain because you really can't use chemicals on them. You can strip paint with paint stripper, but you do risk a really bad reaction. Well, it's hard to say. So I've given them a decent rub down with 800. Now, if you want the experts on this, it seems to be lots of Indian dudes on YouTube who skim it with filler to get them nice and flat, which is what I'm going to try doing. I'm hoping Charlie wants those filled as well. He has filled the other ones, so we'll see. So fill those, give it a dose of filler over the top, and then just rub it back and see what I can get back to, or at least get that prepped today. The light, it's gammy because it's got rust converter on it. That's fine. I'm going to have a go with my paint removal pad and get rid of that, because that's yeah, old school, good quality metal under there. Right, I am just going to grab a bit of mesh as well and stick it on the back, just so I can fill in those gaps a bit better. Let's get on with that. Right, so there you go, a little bit of mesh on the back with some filler on the front, and the slight fast forward in time, I just cracked on with it. I used Dolphin Glaze because it's what I've got, and I think it's the best there is, to be entirely honest. Skim cover and then sand down. I'm trying to get used better with my rotary. I'm not very good with it, so I practice that, use that on the flat surfaces because it keeps it nice and flat. Don't risk quite so much levelling. And my little D one, my triangular one on the edges, and then by hand on the edges here, because everything I've got there has got a flat edge, so I wanted something to bend around so I could maintain the shape. Right, now the only way to tell, these always look horrendous halfway through, but the only way to tell whether or not it's a half decent job at all is to chuck some primer on it. So get that set up and get that done. Right, and there we go. That's you know, the cheapest primer in the world. It's not quite going to seal it. It's showing up where are the bits that I need to do a little bit more, but that's precisely why I've done this. So I want to do this properly, so I'm going to leave that to cure properly, good couple of days worth. Give it a rub down, hand sand it from here, so that I keep the contours and I don't lose them as you go into with something electric. But yeah, it's stage one complete. Right, that is me this time. I'm going to leave that to do its thing, put all the bikes away, pack up, and get on with some more normal household routine domestics, i.e. ironing kids' school uniform. Wonderful. Cheers all, I'll catch you later on. Ta-da.